Snow White, Snow White, this is the story of Snow White.
Long, long ago, in a faraway land, there lived a princess called Snow White. She had dark hair and skin as white as Christmas snow. Each morning, when the birds gathered at Snow White's window, she would greet them with a happy song.
Oh, there's nothing like a song to start the day, right? Pucker up your lips and whistle at the sunlight. Ho hum, hum a happy song. Ho hum, nothing can go wrong. Oh, there's nothing like a song to start the day, right?
Snow White loved everyone, but she didn't know that her stepmother, the Queen, was jealous of her. Each night, the Queen would sit in front of her magic mirror and ask,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, am I most beautiful of all?
O Queen, thou art fair, in all the land none can compare. This would make the Queen happy, for she knew the magic mirror would speak only the truth. As the years passed, Snow White grew more beautiful each day. Then, one night, the Queen spoke to the magic mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, am I most beautiful of all?
O Queen, though you are fair, with Snow White you can't compare. The Queen went into a jealous rage and ordered a hunter to take Snow White into the forest and leave her there. The next morning, the Queen's orders were obeyed, and Snow White was left to wander in the deep, deep forest.
Oh, I can't go much further. I'm so tired and hungry. Oh, there's a pretty cottage. I wonder who lives there.
Snow White knocked on the door, and when no one answered, she went in to rest by the fire. Soon she fell fast asleep. Out of the woods came 7 little men. They marched into the cottage just as Snow White woke up.
Who are you, and what do you want?
We're 7 little dwarfs, no bigger than your thumb. Fiddly-dee, fiddly-die, fiddly-dum-dum. We're 7 little dwarfs, we're 7 just like one. Fiddly-dee, fiddly-die, fiddly-dum-dum. Our names are Dumpty, Top, and Pan, Slap, and Happy, Whiz, and Wham. We're 7 little dwarfs, no bigger than your thumb. Fiddly-dee, fiddly-die, fiddly-dum-dum.
The 7 dwarfs all fell in love with Snow White and asked her to stay with them as long as she wished. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs lived very happily together in the cottage, until one day the Queen sat in front of her magic mirror and asked,
Mirror, mirror, tell me tonight, what has happened to Snow White?
Snow White lives in the forest glen, in a pretty cottage with 7 little men. When the Queen found where Snow White was living, she disguised herself as an old woman, went to Snow White's door bringing a poisoned apple.
Here, Snow White, just taste this lovely red apple. Oh, thank you, old woman. Thank you very much.
As soon as Snow White had taken a bite of the poisoned apple, she fell to the floor in a deep sleep.
7 little dwarfs, no bigger than...
When the 7 dwarfs came home that evening and found Snow White lying on the floor, they thought she was dead. She looked so beautiful, they decided to dress her in a dress of golden lace and put her into a pure glass case. The next day, a prince was riding in the forest. He stopped at the cottage and saw Snow White in her glass case. She was so beautiful, he couldn't believe his eyes. He lifted the lid of the glass case, and as he did so, Snow White came to life.
I must have fallen asleep. Where am I?
When the prince saw that Snow White was alive, he called the 7 dwarfs together and told them that he would marry Snow White at once. And so it came to pass that Snow White and the prince lived happily ever after.
Snow White, so ends the story of Snow